Hi and welcome down to Devon Koi Pond on another beautiful sunny morning. Don't think we always get them because this is the first one this week. It's been rubbish all week barring today. Today it's very nice. Going to get a bit of cloud later and it's flopping in behind, blocking the sun now, but it's going to be a lot better day than it has been this week. So this for a Monday video. We're carrying on through the filter system I got down here, and I'll show you my Genesis 3.5 over here, which is a pond filter that's designed, I think it's meant to run up to about 1,700 gallons with koi in it. Now, manufacturers with their filters, they overrate what they'll handle, and that filter as a standalone by itself, you wouldn't get a 1,000 gallon pond running on it, literally. But I'll take you over and I'll show you why I've got it in a second. It's a bay filter, 3 bays. Now, I bought it because it was cheap at the time. Now, the intention when I built the pond was to use 4 barrels in a barrel filter situation after the Easy Pod. So I was going to put 4 barrels together, 2 running K1 moving to give me a moving bed, and 2 full of Alfagrog. Now, when I priced it all up, because I'd have needed to use 3-inch pipe, possibly 4-inch, but I was pricing it on 3-inch. By the time I bought the 3-inch pipe, all the fittings and the barrels and everything to put it together, it just came out at a silly price. And I looked around Gumtree and eBay, and the Cloverleaf Genesis turned up. Now, as I say, it's the 3.5. We'll pop over and have a look. I've adapted it and DIY'd it around a fair bit to get in what I wanted in it and running. It's only 3 bays, so I was down a bay of grog, so I had to adapt on the end of that and take the last of the grog into the veg filter. But we'll have a look over a minute, and I'll cast a camera up above it and I'll run through what I've done to it. So yeah, fish all looking good this morning, well happy. Popeye, the normal one, up straight up for food as soon as you put any in. She is the greediest beggar in the pond, and her eyes are down again a bit at the moment, but still can't get to the bottom of that. I think it's kidney problems internal, and she's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. But hopefully it'll clear up again before winter, and we'll see a few more years out of her yet. So, last week we went through 2 Easy Pods, so that's them. Now we're on this over here. Now this is my 2 moving beds. I've got about 75 or 80 litres to 80 litres of K1 in each one. And as you can see, I've had to put 2 collars on top to extend them. But I was going to use 4 barrels in here. The space that I had would have got me 4 barrels in with a lot of link pipes, but it would have just cost more than this filter here, which again was brand new. Somebody had bought it, was starting to build a pond, chucked it in their garage, and there it sat in their garage for quite a long time till I came by. Now the Cloverleaf Genesis is here. They do them in singles, 2s, 3s and 4s, and they're a very nice bay filter for what they are. They're a nice round, nice size, and anybody that's old school, you can adapt these bay filters to do more or less anything for you. You can put anything in them. So it suited me. It was cheap, cheaper than the barrels in the end, so that's why I went with it. We'll go down the other end and cast up through. So you can see fish will follow me around the pond and any food that I've got in there. So the water's looking good, but I have got that tea staining, and I'm down on the cloverleaf food for that. That's what's causing it. I'm having to put so much food in. I want to tub them up a bit, the fish, before winter, because they'll be on the wheat germ soon enough. So I want to get some more size on them before the summer ends. Hopefully we've got another good couple of months of feeding yet. But Yeah, we got all the covers off over here today. So, looking from the other side on the cloverleaf, you can see that it's running, oh, I don't know, 2-3 inches higher than the pots. So, with that amount of K1 in them, gives me the bile that I need on the pond. And then in the last pot here, I've got the actual foams in there at the moment from the that come with the filter. 3 foams, a coarse, a medium and a fine. But I find by the time I've gone through the rest of my system, I only need to pull those foams out once a month. It's quite surprising. I've got a bit of filter floss here underneath these bags, which is what I'm using at the moment to try and get rid of some of the tannins and colouring in the water. I've got some activated charcoal in here, but that doesn't seem to be working. I've got 4 kilos of that stuff in here, and it's hard to tell if it's made any improvement or not. It is looking slightly better, but it's really hard to tell. I'm using both air pumps to power the moving beds at the moment, and I could really do with some air rings of some description in the bottom. Would be better than the air stones I've got, getting more even movement on them. But again, this works for me. 4 barrels would have worked just the same, 4 blue barrels, and to be honest, I'd have probably got more K1 moving in the first 2 barrels. They're at about their limit at the moment. I can probably creep a bit more in now it's that well matured, and I've got some, so I will keep adding until I get to a point where it's not moving itself very well. But at the moment, that works for me. So the last one here, I've got 80 kilos of grog in this one. It's full right up. That there, clean wise, just maybe once or twice a year. Once I've got the filter, no water running through the filter, I'll just pull the purge handle on the bottom, drain it down, flush it through a couple of times like that, and it's fit to go again. Right, let's pop back over on the tripod a minute. We'll go from there. As you can see, I've still got to pull those dead leaves off this plant. We'll catch that in Friday's video. I've got a visit in the Friday video, which is a good one. Popped over to see James this week. But, that'll be in this Friday's video. We asked him some questions, and they're not pond and fish related. We went in on a different subject, and I didn't do too much filming while I was there of his pond because I don't need to. Hopefully you're all subscribed into his channel and watching his stuff. So again, from here you can see how everything works. Comes up from the vortex, the 2 easy pods, 2 moving beds, into the fixed bed of grog there. We'll get to the veg filter next week, but I've got another box of grog in the bottom there under that grass. So that's what I use for a run of filters, and anybody that says the bay filters are old and can't cut it anymore, they do. They were good enough for years, and they'll still do the job now. Okay, so there, that was a look round the biological stages on the moving beds on the filter, which I've got in a Cloverleaf Genesis. No sponsorship here from Cloverleaf. Wish they would. Be nice. Give me some stuff through the post, mates, and I'll put it out in prizes. But they're nice filters for what you can pay for them. You can get a 3 bay for under £500, 4 bay just over, and they even do a 5 bay. They do a Genesis 2 range as well. They're very cheap bay filter for what they are, and they're very adaptable. You can do a lot with them. I know bay filters, people say they're old school, but I like bay filters. You can, if you're hands-on and you like playing around with filters, they're a good way to go. Or if you're starting a pond, there's plenty around second-hand bay filters. You're not going to pile £300 or £400 per fish into a new pond if you're starting the hobby. Most people start with small koi and you grow them on yourself. That's one of the best bits of the hobby, starting with small fish and growing them on. So you start with the small fish. You can start with a bay filter. That will give you years of use before you need to sort of upgrade the filters, and you can move on to something new, like a Nexus or a drum later on. But a bay filter is a good way to start a pond, and they can be dirt cheap, and the money that you would have invested in buying a drum and all that kind of gear, another £2,000–3,000, quite easily time to go all the fittings, you can put that into the pond and make the pond bigger in the first place. But there, so that's what I use for biological over there. And as I say, Cloverleaf, you want to send me something to give away in competitions, I'm quite happy to plug your gear. We've got good stuff on the market. Right, so before we hack off here, catch Friday's video. I've got to visit over to James, as I say. Went last week, got it into a video for this Friday, asking in some questions, which will be of a surprise to you because they're kind of pond, kind of koi related. They are and they aren't, but they should be of interest to a lot of people that are doing stuff on YouTube with koi. Because it was interesting to me, it was lovely to have a chat with him, and he's that close I should pop over more often, but we're both busy people. But I'm going to try and make an effort now to get over every month, a couple of months, and see him for a natter, because it's just so nice to sit down there in his garden for a natter. Boy, he loves his gardening. Wanting to come round here and have a look and see if he fancies doing something here. Not a keen gardener. Right. So, before we nip off, catch Friday's video. To those of you that haven't subscribed, get down here, whack the subscription button. You'll be in, you won't miss the videos as they come out. Push my subscriber count out, I'm begging you, please. Most of the people that seem to be watching the channel just aren't subscribed. Can't understand it. 50% of the people is telling me watch it on a mobile phone as well. I know that's kind of strange to me. Not being of the mobile phone generation like that, but yeah, 50% people watching on a mobile phone, little tiny screen, I can barely see the things. So subscribe in, you won't miss anything that's happening then. Video out Friday, James is in it, got some more stuff on that, but for now, down here in Devon, happy ponding, and I'll see you all on Friday.